How could it gotten in here? How did it get out?
Who says it got out?
Maybe.
I'm a werewolf.
Maybe you're a werewolf. Maybe you're a werewolf. You're a werewolf. You're a werewolf. You're a werewolf. Maybe we're all werewolves.
Are we really in a Mexican standoff right now?
Baby, don't say Mexican. Just stand up.
Hey everyone, it's Anthony Allen Ramos. Okay, so what we do in the shadow star Harvey Guillén is heading to the big screen with the horror comedy Werewolves Within, which is in theaters June 25th and video on demand July 2nd. The film tells the story of this wild group of locals who get snowed in just as a mysterious creature is lurking outside. It's a whodunit with teeth. Did I get all that right, Harvey?
You did. That was perfect.
Okay, I'm just gonna get into it because I was having a little chat with Cheyenne Jackson yesterday, and your character, just to set it up for people, your character is married to Cheyenne Jackson's character. The two of you are quite entertaining in this. But he told me that you actually are responsible because you got to kind of hand pick who would be your husband, and you wanted Cheyenne Jackson. Is that correct?
That's right. I was talking to Josh, our director, and he asked me, after he offered me the roles, like, who do you want to play, opposite you as your partner? And I was like, well, someone has to be like funny and like, charming and probably good looking, tall, like to have that like dynamic with, both of us. And I just said, what about Cheyenne Jackson? Someone like that, someone like Cheyenne Jackson. And he said, okay. And then like 2 days later, he calls like, okay, Cheyenne Jackson is going to play your husband. And I was like, asking you shall receive. It's just like, it was like a dream come true because obviously I'm a musical theater fan. I have such respect for Cheyenne. He's so talented. And, growing up in musical theater, it's like, I knew his work and all of that. And so like, I was through the moon. And after meeting him, the nicest guy, their chemistry was like perfect. It was like everything fell into place. And he's so lovely, and I think we just really meshed well together.
Well, he said very nice things about you as well. So the two of you are great together. So the two of you, so basically, it's this crazy. I mean, the funny thing is, horror comedy is so your jam, right? I mean, it's like it's so
point,
you. It's so describe the kind of setup. So there's a new ranger that comes into town. There's kind of a war happening within the community, but then there's also this mysterious creature, and the film is called Werewolves Within.
There's a dead body under your porch. Holy!
So give us a little setup of what this story is about and how the two of you kind of just, fold into the story.
Well, it's called Werewolves Within, based on the video game by Ubisoft. And I think we've all played a variation of it at some point at a party or whatnot. And so it's great to see this, we're all a community. So this small town has a new pipeline that's going through it, and they have to vote yay or nay against it. And that's when the real, werewolves come out within everyone, because everyone has their own agenda. They get paid off if they do agree to do it, big bucks. But people who have money, Cheyenne and my character, we have money, so we didn't move to that town. We moved there for the lifestyle. We moved there to be at peace and be with nature. And we're at, bumping heads with our neighbors, basically.
Beneath the silence.
Hi, boys.
This is a community.
And then it becomes a little bit aggressive into like the idea that what the unknown is scary. So people talking about the only queer couple in the, in the small town, which is, not unheard of. It's just the unknown that is always happening when you don't know something that scares you. You shun away from it. And what we do as a community is we should be communicating. And once that starts, we can start progressing and getting better at living together. But unfortunately for this group of people who get snowed into a small, like, inn, bed and breakfast, basically, they get snowed in and the werewolf is inside the house. And so basically it's trying to figure out who is the werewolf, what do they want, what are they doing? And then you really got to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, are you a werewolf? Because we all have that werewolf within us, where buttons are pushed in the right way, or we're fighting for what we think is right. We all have our agenda. So the real question is, who's the real monster? Is it the actual werewolf or the human beings who are looking, at each other?
Are you the werewolf?
Am I the werewolf? I guess you'll have to find out.
To find out. June 25th, everyone, in theaters, and then video on demand July 2nd. But all joking aside, you did get to pick your dream husband in Cheyenne Jackson, but how cool is it for you to be, in this genre, in a big movie, playing a queer couple?
It's absolutely wonderful. It's like the idea that, Cheyenne and I get to play a couple that traditionally, by traditional standards, isn't visually what you see as a gay couple on TV and film. You always see 6'2" Adonis, that idea that that's only what exists as an actual pairing of two men was really nice and refreshing to do that, because this is real life. This is, couples like us exist every day, but you don't get to see them often on the screen because for some reason, they think that's not believable. And it's like, it is believable. You should go to Pride. You should go to like events where you see couples that you traditionally wouldn't see together. Love is love. And that's the message really at the end of the day, is that, your ride or die, might not look what traditionally is presented in front of you. It's what you love that's in front of you. So you and your partner, no one can talk up on you. You guys belong together.
I love that. That's very sweet. And spoiler alert, I think in the first scene that we get to see you, aren't you kind of like stretching him or grabbing his butt or something like that?
And we moved there because he's very well off, and like I wanted to open a yoga studio, so we have a yoga studio there, and I'm the instructor, so I'm showing him how to do it right. And of course he's my husband, so like I have to like touch him and stuff, and having a good time.
I love that. I mean, yes, it's a very entertaining film. Also, congratulations. We have a release date for What We Do in the Shadows season 3, September 2nd.
That's right, September 2nd at season 3, and we're off and running, so it's gonna be here before you know it. We have amazing new characters coming, storylines. We have sirens this season, so that's super exciting. You heard it here first. We have also celebrations of 100-year-old birthdays. We have ex-girlfriends, which my character is not too excited about.
I bet.
So there's a lot of like stuff that's happening. I'm really excited for it.
Give a little preview of what we're going to see with your character and your master's relationship, because there's always that
We're definitely
sexual, tension happening.
We're definitely going to pick up where we left off. So they are very well aware that he is a vampire killer and that he is a descendant from Van Helsing, the most famous vampire killer in history. So we definitely pick up where we left off. There's no time lapse that goes by. It's like we pick up exactly where we left off. And what that entails, you'll have to see, because there are consequences for secrets being revealed. And there's also aspirational lifestyle ahead if things go according to plan, but they may not. So you have to.
Well, that's going to be fun. We need that. It'll be through Halloween, which is great. But going back to Werewolves Within, thinking about the many conversations that you and I have had, I just was so excited when I saw the poster and I see your name on this poster. And I know so many times early on in your career, people said to you, you're not going to be a leading man. You're not going to make, unless you drop some weight, unless you look like this. So for you at this point, with the love around you from What We Do in the Shadows, and now in a big old movie star Harvey Guillén, I love it. How does that feel for you?
It feels great. It was very discouraging, early in my career, where you're being told by, sometimes even like, professors, or sometimes, just peers who are like, this is the norm, this is how it's always been. And I think we're at a breaking point now, and there's also this like pivot happening where like, why are we doing things the way things aren't working the way they were before? Because there's cracks in the structure, and not just in entertainment, but just across the board, So I think this is a really kind of like a renaissance of just like, we're revamping the way things are done. We're revamping the way things are, how things are said and how people are viewed. And so we're revamping all of that, and this is the perfect time. So it could have been, everything happens for a reason. It's kismet, I could have been discouraged early on in my career and probably not been an actor, but success and, doing what I love was my only option, and failure was not.
I love, and we're so here for your success. Also, just thinking, this film, Werewolves Within, comes out, it's still Pride Month, June 25th. So Harvey, as we are in Pride Month, what does Pride mean to you?
Pride means to me to just live authentically and be happy. That's what it means to me, like to really just be in your own and just completely have no fear that being your authentic self it should feel like you should diminish your light for anyone else. It's just living out loud. That's what it means to me, pride.
I love that. And, you know, thinking back on, you know, the connection that you've made with so many fans because of the series, you know, What We Do in the Shadows. And I think you'll get even more connections with people because of this film. You know, what does it mean to you to see people reach out to you on social media and say, like, I feel seen because of Guillermo, I feel, you know, or just seeing you on the screen means the world to me. What is that like for you?
It really just fills my heart, you know, just because I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have any aspirational, you know, actors that I saw myself molded or looked after. And I was just like, I don't have that growing up. And so the rule of thumb became that if you don't see it on screen, then become the first, you know? And if I become the first for someone to be inspired, to be comfortable, whatever it is, in their own skin, or to go into this profession, or just to have the confidence to just, you know, take that next step of whatever that may be. Because traditionally we haven't seen people like me on screen being leads. And so we're changing that, as like we're saying earlier right now. And it fills my heart. I always get, you know, really emotional when I meet these, you know, fans at cons and whatnot, and especially in the genre that I'm in. It's just like, you don't see a lot of Latinx, queer, plus size in horror comedy. You just don't. Like, it's just not something that's even part of the equation of the formula. So to be one of the few is amazing. And I take that really seriously. And I hope that I'm making everyone proud and make you, you know, encouraged to do what you want to do and go after your dream.
I love that. Oh, so great. Always good chatting with you. You know, before I wrap up, I said to Cheyenne yesterday that I think he could be the first gay James Bond. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yes, you nailed it. Like, that's so perfect. Yes. And then I'll be like, you know, some kind of like sexy sidekick or something.
Or no, but Cheyenne said he actually preferred, he wanted to be like the Bond villain, but maybe you can be like the Bond guy or so. I don't know. Like,
yeah, I'll be the Bond guy. I don't know. I mean, I got to work on my, like, you know, I don't know. I don't like really drinking martinis and.
I love it. Well, congratulations again. And just a reminder, everyone, Werewolves Within, so great, starring this guy right here. Very entertaining, let me tell you. Out in theaters June 25th and July 2nd on demand. It's a lot of fun. Harvey, great to see you. I will see you very soon.
I'll see you soon. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.